Success leaves clues, but how you can thrive through this pandemic financially. The majority of the people, they're going to be looking now for alternatives. Hey guys, Suraj, Sohan here, and in this video I want to talk to you about how you can not only just survive this pandemic, but how you can thrive through this pandemic financially. So I want to start off firstly with a quick case study, a bit of news, and it's regarding the company Primark. See, I recently read an article, yesterday in fact, that talked about Primark and how because of this pandemic and because of the lockdown and because of everything that's going on, they have gone from a company doing £650 million per month in sales and revenue, now down to a big fat zero. Now, they've had to close 376 stores throughout Europe, and they've had to furlough 68,000 employees. That's just crazy in my opinion. Now, even the executives and the directors of the company, the people that make the most money, that make the decisions, they've had to take a 50% pay cut. Now, throughout reading this article, I mean, there was so much in there, but one thing really stood out to me the most, and it was the fact that they stated that with everything that's going on, what they're going to do is that they're not going to adapt, they're not going to change, they're not going to start selling their clothing online. They're going to wait until things are safe for them to open up again, and they will start reselling when they open up their stores. Now, to me, that was crazy. We're in 2020 and this business is not online. Now, I didn't even realize that they weren't online in the first place, but the fact that they're not online is just mind-blowing. Now, I don't know whether that's a good decision or a bad decision. Personally, I think it's a bad decision. So the crazy thing is there are 68,000 employees right now where their financial future and their income is in the hands of a handful of the executive and directors to make the right decisions. Now, whether they do or not, only time will tell. So this isn't the only story like this. There's so many companies out there that are already struggling, already filing for bankruptcy, already closing down, already laying off people. So it's a big thing, and not just in the UK, I'm talking about globally. So right now, there's a lot of people with a lot of uncertainty. So there's three types of people right now. So the first one, they're cool, they're calm, they're relaxed. In fact, some of them are happy that they're making money even though they don't have to work thanks to furlough. Now, they're just waiting for things to settle up, to ease up. And some of these people are even bored. They've got nothing better to do. They're just chilling out, watching Netflix and just relaxing. And that's cool if they're happy. And they're just waiting for things to get back to normal. Now, there's some people that are prepared. Some people have multiple streams of income. They're able to make money passively and residually. Their income hasn't really been affected or affected very little. And they're able to work from home, work from online. So these guys are prepared and they're happy. Now, the third type of person, which I believe is the majority of the people, they're going to be looking now for alternatives. They're going to be looking for ways to adapt. They've recognized that the world has changed. They've recognized that things are not necessarily great right now. And they're going to be looking for ways to take control of their own financial future. And they're going to be looking for a level of security that they didn't necessarily have. Because right now, as these employees, as you can see, they don't know what's going on. So there's a lot of people right now looking for more security, more stability. So my question to you is, how good is normal? Because a lot of people right now, they say things like, I can't wait for things to get back to normal. I can't wait to get back to work. I can't wait for this to settle up and ease up. But my question to you is, how good is normal in the first place? Because if normal has put you in a position where you only have one source of income, and your income has potentially dried up overnight, you've stopped, you've been sent home, you've been made redundant, your income, your business has started to suffer, and you're barely scraping by, then my question to you, how good is that normal? Because personally, I don't think we're going to ever get back to normal. I think the world has changed. We're going to have to adapt to a new normal, okay? So another thing is, how long will this actually take? How long will it take for things to get back to normal? Because some people I speak to, they say, well, I can't wait to get back to work, as if it's like a light switch. They're going to switch the light, everything's going to get back to normal, happy days, and they're going to start making money again, and the business is going to go back to it the way it was. And that's just not the case. It's going to take a long time for things to recover to the way it was, if it ever does, okay? And I'm talking potentially years for that to happen. And the reason is because, think about this, right now, a lot of people have been woken up to their current circumstances, their current financial situation, and now people are going to be more conservative financially. They're not going to splash out as much as they once would. They're not going to maybe have the £4 coffees anymore, or they're going to have them less than they used to. They're not necessarily going to go to the expensive restaurants anymore, or they're going to go less frequently. So my question is, if that happens, it's going to have a knock-on effect. The businesses are going to suffer, and therefore if the businesses suffer, they're going to let go of employees, and it's going to be a knock-on effect. And who knows when we'll get back to that level of normality. Okay, so Mike, another question is, look, if that happens, if your business can't survive, or the company that you're working for can't survive, what are you going to do? What is your strategy moving forward? My advice is to start planning ahead, get yourself prepared and really start thinking outside the box to other ways that you can really secure your finances. And it's time now to pluck up the courage to do the things that you maybe once said you were going to do, or the things that you wanted to do but never got round to, or the things that you put off, or the things that you were reluctant to do. It's now time to pluck up the courage, start making the big moves, because look, it's time to take the risks that you necessarily didn't do before. Now, I'm not talking about jumping out of an airplane without a parachute. I'm talking about making educated decisions, calculated risks, where you can put yourself and your family's future in your own hands, take control, and improve the quality of your life, and make sure that you're not going to be in a position like this ever again financially. So what can you do? Now, my opinion, and the opinion of many experts around the world, is entrepreneurship. Get into business for yourself, whether that's starting a side business from home, starting something on the side, a side project, doing something where you can control your own future. Why would you want to do this? Because first of all, unlimited income. When you work for yourself, you can make as much money as you want without any limitations. But on top of that, you can't get fired. You can't get made redundant. You can't lose your job because you work for yourself. So now you get control. So besides the money side, you get to control your own financial future. You get to control your time, your lifestyle, how you live, the time you spend with your family. You can really create your lifestyle around your business, and your business around your lifestyle. You can really travel the world. You can do the things that you couldn't necessarily do previously. And of course, you can put yourself in a position where you can work from home and make money online. But not every business has these principles of wealth, have the capability to give you what you want. Look at Primark as an example. They're not able to operate their business from home online. So that's the reality. Now, I believe in mentorship. I believe in having a mentor, because success leaves clues. Now, one of the most successful people in the world, one of the richest people in the world, is Warren Buffett. Now, he says things you like to do should be a hobby of yours. The things the world likes to do should be a business of yours. So what is it that the world likes to do? What is it the world has to do? Now, because of everything that's going on, we're seeing the world being stripped back to its bare essentials, where only the businesses that are essential are making money right now. They're surviving right now. They're really thriving right now. If your business is non-essential, it's probably struggling right now. That's the reality. Now, how essential are you? And I'm not just talking to you as a person. How essential is the company that you work with or you work for? How essential is the product or service that you're offering? Because that's the reality. You want to put yourself in a position where you are essential long term, whether the economy is good or bad. Because if you don't, the question is, are you setting yourself up for future failure? Imagine you're 25 right now, you're 30 right now, you're 40 right now, whatever age you are right now. And if something like this happens again in the future, 10 years from now, 15, 20, 30 years from now, are you going to be in a position by preparing yourself and being essential so that in the future you're not going to worry? No matter whether the economy is good or bad, your income, your finances, your family are still looked after, they're still secure. And that's the question. So what industries can you do? Now, that's the reason why I got involved with industries providing essential services. I'm talking about services like gas and electricity, internet, mobile phones. These services are essential services that people can't live without, no matter whether the economy is good or bad, whether people have been laid off and made redundant, whether people are on furlough, whether people make millions. It doesn't matter. These are services that are not going anywhere, that people have to pay for. Think about this right now. Most people are stuck at home. Most people are using more electricity, more appliances are used, more cleaning, more cooking, more everything. And therefore, energy bills are going to be rising, which imagine if you was the one getting paid when this happens, when this rises. Now, the reason I got involved with these industries is because it can provide a repeat income. So what I mean by that is these companies, these providers, these suppliers of these services, they make money every month. When people pay for their service, these companies make profit. What if you was the one positioning yourself to do that, to get paid every single month when people pay for their essential services, a service that they're already paying for and they're going to pay for the rest of their life, whether the economy is good or bad? Imagine how much security you'd be able to provide for you and your family and your income. And this is why the security, the level of security that this can provide, most people only dream of. Most people become employees because they want a certain level of financial security. They want a guaranteed paycheck. They want a guaranteed income. But times right now have exposed that there's no such thing as job security. There's no such thing as guaranteed income unless you work for yourself and control your own future. And this is what these industries can provide. And of course, generational wealth. Imagine doing something today, building a business today that your children and your children's children are still going to benefit from, whether it's 20 years from now, 50 years from now, 100 years from now, that they still benefit. This is the power. And of course, the independence. You want to put yourself in a position where you don't have to rely on the government to help you out. You don't have to rely on anyone else but yourself to look after yourself and look after your family and your finances. So imagine participating in these industries, building a business on the side from home with complete flexibility, where over time you could get paid from 1,000 customers every single month paying for a service like this. How about 10,000 customers, 100,000 customers, 500,000 customers? There is no limit. Your imagination is your only limitation. So with that being said, get back to the person that shared this video with you and see how you can participate in these industries. I'm sure they have some information that they can share with you. And if you just stumbled across this video, then let's connect. I'd be more than happy to share some information with you and see how these industries, these services can impact and improve your future and your lifestyle. So with that being said, I wish you all the best. Stay safe and I'll see you soon. Take care.